Well, thank you for joining us. It's another day where we bring you up to date with the latest in the world of business. This is Inside Business, and we have a lot lined up for you. We'll be looking at the Malindi Airport expansion, where the government has resolved to forcefully evict hundreds of families to pave way for the construction of the Malindi Airport. But this will be coming to you later on. But first, we take a look at the highlights. Quickmart Tumaini form giant retailer supermarkets. Family living around Malindi Airport to be forcefully evicted. Now, Housing Finance Group introduces WhatsApp banking. Well, thank you for joining us, and we can always make this session interactive on our social media platform at K24 TV, on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Do tell us what's happening from where you are watching us from. Now, we start with the government has resolved to forcibly evict hundreds of families living around the Malindi Airport land at Kwachocha in a bid to speed up the first phase of the 5.6 billion shillings Malindi Airport expansion project. Kilifi County Commissioner Magu Mutindika said that there are families who have not been relocated even after being compensated 418 million shillings. Sarah Adam with that reports.
Families occupying the Malindi Airport land will now be forcefully evicted to allow the construction of 5.6 billion of the expansion project. According to the County Commissioner, squatters have set up temporary structures around the airport land.
There are challenges of those people who have been paid, but they are not moving out of the government land. We are telling them that those who have been paid, they must move out of the land so that the government can be able to develop the land.
The government, through the NLC, has already compensated about 300 families living in the 25 hectares of airport land at Kwachocho as part of Phase 1 of the Malindi International Airport expansion plan. The government is still in the process of compensating about 700 million squatters living around Airport Lights area after they moved to court to demand compensation.
The tower will also be allocated so that it can be in a convenient place, whereby it will be able to see both ends of the runway when an aircraft is landing or taking off.
After verification have been done, because it's not enough for people only to have title deeds, but also to see whether those titles are really genuine, how they were acquired, and whether they're genuine, so that they can be compensated.
The airport currently occupies 100.6 hectares and needs a minimum of 259 hectares to extend the runway and ensure security and safety of the facility. Phase 2 will acquire additional land for the extension of the main runway from the current 1.5 kilometers to 2.5 kilometers. Once the runway is extended, the airport will be handling direct flights from Europe and increase international tourist arrivals from Italy and other international markets. Sarah Adam, K24 for Inside Business.
Now, Housing Finance Group has launched the first WhatsApp banking solution to offer customized mobile banking services to its customers, effectively becoming the first bank in the region to commercially go live with this product. The company has partnered with InfoBeep and the global cloud communication company for businesses and Waya Kosela and Mirad to implement and take to market this revolutionary product to its existing and new customers. Jimmy Mbogo with the details.
Indeed, thank you very much, and a very good afternoon to you too, Carol. Yes, we are currently at one of the very innovative launches that is being done by Housing Finance Bank, which is to make sure that all the customers can be able to access their banking now through WhatsApp, as opposed to just getting your banking activities done on your phone. Now you can actually do it through WhatsApp. Now, over the recent past, there has been a lot of innovation and a lot of new technologies that banks have tried to move, as banks try to move away from the brick and mortar kind of banking. Now they're trying to move to the digital space. And just to speak to us about some of these innovations and why WhatsApp, we're joined by Robert Kibara, the Group CEO for HF Bank. Mr. Robert, thank you so much for speaking to us. Maybe one of the things that you can tell us, why go after, why look for WhatsApp?
The reason why we actually moving to WhatsApp banking is most customers actually access WhatsApp many times a day. Even if you think about yourself, how many times do you actually go to WhatsApp? And we are actually following customers in the places that they go. If you think about the current banking environment, banking is no longer a place you go. It's actually something you do. And banks are therefore then creating greater convenience to their customers, by moving services to actually what they do on a day-to-day basis. And WhatsApp is widely used by most of us Kenyans. So at HF, what we decided is actually to create a solution that enables customers to access full banking services 100% on WhatsApp.
All right, now as it is, there are two platforms for WhatsApp. Now there's the WhatsApp banking and the normal WhatsApp that so many Kenyans are using. Now which of these platforms will they be accessing this HF banking? Okay,
it's actually interesting. You log into WhatsApp, so you've got the list of your contacts on WhatsApp. One of your contacts on WhatsApp is HF WhatsApp banking. So you go straight to HF WhatsApp banking and start a chat with us. And once you start that chat with us, you can actually be able on the chat, be able to do transactions. So you don't leave the normal WhatsApp banking. It's your usual WhatsApp banking, your usual WhatsApp that we have now innovatively created, WhatsApp banking solutions within WhatsApp.
All right, now there's currently a limitation in terms of mobile transactions. Yes. That is currently capped at 140,000 and not above 70,000 per transaction. Yeah. With this WhatsApp banking, how much can I transact?
Okay, if you're going to use M-Pesa services, which are available on WhatsApp banking, obviously the limits do exist. But if you're going, for instance, to transfer money from your account to another bank, for instance, you can actually be able to transfer up to 1 million shillings. On WhatsApp banking. You can actually be able to receive whatever amount into your account actually on WhatsApp banking. However, within WhatsApp banking, we have nested M-Pesa services, whether it is if you want to pay a pay bill, you can actually be able to do on WhatsApp. Whether you want to do pay a till at a supermarket, for instance, you can actually be able to do. That is within the limits set under M-Pesa. But obviously, this really opens up those limits for you to be able to transact if you are actually using the normal banking service. For instance, on WhatsApp banking, you can do an RTGS.
There's also the aspect of, do I need to be a HF customer for me to be able to access this, or as long as I have a WhatsApp WhatsApp account, I can be able to access this?
You can actually, you have to be obviously a HF a customer to actually be able to access. But the good news is that you can actually open an account on WhatsApp. Even if you don't have an account with us, you just go to WhatsApp, we'll give you a particular number, you start a chat, and part of that chat is actually opening an account, and that account can actually be able to be functional. You can be able to start saving immediately, actually, once you open that account. And once you open that account, you can actually be able, then you are a HF customer, and therefore you can use WhatsApp banking.
In terms of credit, what are the limits? How long do I need to hold an account with HF, and what are the limits? Like, how much can I be given?
Okay, actually, in terms of loan limits, everybody has has their own individual loan limits, just like the usual mobile loans. Everybody actually has a different loan limits based on their credit score. So we consume a lot of data. We've got agreements with Safaricom, for instance. We've got bureau data. So we do created something called decision engine, so that anybody, whether you have been a customer with us or not, you can actually be able to borrow. But your limit depends on your credit history, your mobile transactions, and all that.
All right, now is this your way of dealing with mobile lenders? Because we've seen the likes of Tala, Branch, and others taking a lot of customers from banks.
How we are looking at it is that as a bank, we actually want to create what we call full service bank. And we want to be a bank. So the solutions we are creating are what we call digital first. Now, we are actually not seeing ourselves as competitors with the mobile lenders. How we see ourselves is to create solutions that customers really need. And if you look at our journey and what we've been able to do, we can actually be able even to give larger limits.
All right, and my final question is, in terms of the interest, how much are we looking at? What is the interest? And because currently, if I come to a bank, there's also the issue of the rate cap. So what is the interest that I'm looking at?
Our interest is actually capped. So we have got that 13% per year. So if you borrow a loan for a month, it's that 13% divided by 12. Yeah, obviously there are accompanying fees, facility fees, depending on the product that you actually take. But we have the fees, the interest rates in banks are actually capped, and we remain within the caps.
All right, indeed. Thank you very much. And we'll be looking forward to see the uptake of how this WhatsApp banking, and just to be able to ensure that the message gets out to Kenyans and to see how Kenyans respond to this. But for now, back to you in studio.
Well, thank you, Jimmy Mbogo, for that update. Now to the top story of the day. Quickmart and Tumaini Self-Service have announced the commencement of a merger and businesses integration of the two companies after authorization from the respective board of directors. This follows the approval by the Competition Authority of Kenya on August 26th in a joint statement issued by Quickmart Managing Director Duncan Kenovia and his Tumaini counterpart Moses Nditika. The process already approved by CAK will see Sokoni Retail Kenya, a special purpose vehicle, merge the operations of Quickmart and Tumaini Self-Service to form a single retail operation that is set to give the investor a stronger stand in competition and competitive real space. The operations will be implemented over a period of approximately 12 months after the legal merger takes effect, with Tumaini Supermarket trading under the brand name Quickmart. Now, 56 scholars of the Equity Leaders Program have been admitted to various top-tier universities this year, bringing the total number of scholars to 519, being sponsored at a cumulative value of 12 billion shillings. Now, Ben Kirila brings us that report.
Nothing comes easy. There is a price for everything.
The 2019 class will be joining institutions such as Harvard University in the United States, KU University in South Korea, and Queen's University in Canada, among others. Equity Group Chief Executive Officer Dr. James Mwangi advised the scholars to focus on academics, leadership training, networking, and global transformational exposure as they purpose to excel in their respective specialties.
When we come to this program, the 140 of you, forget whether you are the best in the country. What will really get you through is the effort that you make.
The scholars expressed their gratitude for the benefits that came with the program, as each received a stipend of between 100,000 and 200,000 shillings to cater for air tickets and shopping.
My dream to, create sustainable energy and waste management in Kenya is still alive. Thanks to this program that really guided me through the process and encouraged me even after I'd failed the first time.
This success that maybe I am and where I'm headed, it's all because someone somewhere decided to take a chance on me.
The Equity Leaders Program admits the top performing boy and girl in the KCSE exams from each sub-county and wings to fly scholars who scored grade A in the national exams. The program has to date benefited 14,529 scholars who are currently studying both locally and abroad. Ben Kirira, K24 Inside Business.
Well, thank you, Ben. Now, we take a look at Google search top trends for the month of August, and EPL, that is the English Premier League, was the #1 actually to be Googled by most Kenyans. And if we can take a look at what the top 10 Google searches this month, or rather the August month, we saw the English Premier League took top position to play, why most betting companies was suspended during the month of August. Now, the death popular, that is the death of the Benga musician, that is John DeMatthew, on Sunday, 18th August, was the third most query in August. The musician was in fatal accident on Thika Superhighway. Now, on 4th was Wendy Waeni, who is an 11-year-old gymnast who was searched query, and after she accused her former manager, Joe Mwangi, of denying her proceeds from her performance since released was Amazon Fires, where the reason why this was mostly searched was because of the fire that actually taught the rainforest that was in the American or in the international world. Now, Jimmy Gates was also in the 8th trending searched item after he revealed that he had been misdiagnosed by Kenyan doctors. Now, in the 9th list was Wizard of Oz, where they had searched the fantasy film of The Wizard of Oz, as it celebrated 80 years. Now, the 10th was trending was Joe Mwangi, the former manager of the child star Wendy Waini, after detectives from the DCI Child Protection Unit issued an arrest warrant for him. Now, something else that happened during the month of August was actually how to what did Kenyans mostly search in terms of how to? One of them was how to pay Tala loan. The other was how to check Fuliza limit rather. The other third one was how to pay NHIF via M-Pesa. The fourth one was how to track a lost phone. And the fifth one was how to hack, which was quite hilarious, was how to hack Wi-Fi. And the sixth was how to make money online. Well, these are the top Google searches for the month of August. And we'll be bringing you the top Google search for the month of this month, like this September month, when Google releases the results. Now we move on to other stories making headlines in the world of business. And Kevian Kenya, the producer of Afia and Pick and Peel juice brands, has put up a new 350 million shillings recycling plant in Thika to manufacture industrial materials. Now, according to the company's chairman, Kimani Rugendo, the new firm's Ramani Recycles is part of expansion plans in an area that inevitably plays a role in waste management. Masi Milanoi tells us more. Now, I'll be playing that story later on once Masi Milanoi tells us that she is ready. Now, construction sites found violating the expected safety regulations stand a chance to be charged and taken to court. The Ministry of Labour, Directorate of Occupational Health and Safety Services, Deputy Head John Kowino said since the beginning of 2019, they have received over 50 cases of workers getting injured and dying in construction sites.
According to the prohibition notices, the Directorate deals with issues of safety in workplaces and protect workers' well-being, and health and further has regulations set to ensure that the people work in a safe environment. Construction, therefore, has to stop for any building that is not adhering to the law until safety measures are put in place. He also noted that the site has to be registered under the Directorate. According to Kowino, many incidences of death and injuries in construction sites in Isili area has been on the rise.
We have regulations we have set to ensure that people work in a safe environment. Our main mandate is to protect workers' health and well-being as they are working, so that they don't get involved in accidents, or they don't develop any health problems as a result of the work they do.
The Directorate of Occupational Safety and Health Services is a directorate under the Ministry of Labour, which will issue probation notices to construction sites in Nairobi that disregard work environment regulations and standards. Masi Milanoi, K24 Inside Business.
Now, the Actuarial Society of Kenya recently launched digitization working party. In addition to over 6 working parties in the society, working parties with the policymakers in government and private sector to come up with sound policies affecting the financial industry. They include risk microinsurance, life insurance, pension, general insurance, ERM, IFRS, and education. Now, this forms the basis of our discussion today, where we'll be looking at what this working group will be doing to ensure that the policies in the financial industry are up to task. And today we are joined by Cyril Nabutola, who is the Secretariat at the Actuarial Society of Kenya, that is TASC. Yes. Welcome to our studios.
Thank you so much.
Maybe briefly we can start, because this is it's a complex subject and Kenyans out there might not understand. We want to know who is an actuary and what's the role in the digital age rather?
Okay, an actuary is an expert in risk management. Basically, they use their mathematical skills and risk management skills in solving future events which might be predictable, which we say they use the probability in solving those events. So as an actuary, in the digitalization, say working area, they use the analytical skills in the digital side, especially like the R statistics in solving those future events.
I told you this subject is quite complex. Analytical what? If you can just expand it and maybe talk a little bit about what this working party will be doing now that it has formed, and when was it formed, and tell us a little bit about what are the main objectives of this digital working party.
The working party was formed way back in June, when the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries team came to Kenya. They are the ones who even launched. It was launched by the former or the immediate president of the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries, Ms. Marjorie Njenga. She's the one who launched the event. It was launched at Strathmore University Business School, and that is when now the working party started off working, we can say predictably, from the actuarial side. So the reason why it has been bringing on this digitalization, they have even introduced digital, I would say digital exams, whereby we do the R statistics into the exams.
What are R statistics, if I may ask?
Yeah, it is a system whereby it does the analytics of the, let's say, the probabilities and all that. It's more of the analytics.
So how are actuaries actually equipped to ensure that they fit into this digital economy?
What I can say is they are being taught about what the digitalization is coming into, especially using the working party. We have something called the industrial talks, whereby different working parties, they create that. So during that, they teach the members of the Actuarial Society of Kenya what they are expectant of in the near future, or what is coming up in the near coming areas.
So does this trickle down maybe to now universities where students are learning the actuarial science?
Yes, it has. I remember way back when I was in the university myself, we did something to do with the digitalization also. But I could say it's because our university was focused on that side. It was from JCOT. So we used to do such kind of, I would say, subjects into digitalization side.
So how will this working party enable sustainable economic development? Especially locally. And also if you can expound more and go across Africa.
Okay. What I can say basically there is what it can help locally is in this, we could say, in the solving the coming in systems that are having issues in terms of, we can say, projecting or interpreting those, we can say, the results that are coming out. Because sometimes when you do, let's say, just manually, it will take you time and all that in coming up, in analyzing and all that and solving all these things. So if you can have a digitalized system, it can help you to do things more way quicker, and also you can be sure of how it will be coming out. Maybe it will be better off than how you do it manually.
So are you working with maybe other professions to maybe ensure that you achieve your mandate as the secretariat of the task?
Yes, we do. We do work with some of them, but we haven't, that is part of, I can say, connection. We have something called connection in our council strategies. So we connect with different, we could say, different professions here and there, so that we can ensure that we build up in what we are doing, so that we can ensure that by the end of the day, we have the best out of it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming to our studios.
Okay.
Well, that has been Cyril Nabutola, who is the Secretariat of the Actuarial Society of Kenya. Now we take a look at how the shilling has been trading against the dollar, as well as also how the markets have been performing at the NSE. Remember, this has been happening for that is yesterday. We'll be giving you figures of how the market closed as of yesterday, as we see how the gainers and the losers. Now we look at the top gainers first, where we see that Olympia Capital actually gained. The market share price was 2 shillings and 18 cents, and the percentage change was 7.92. Now Mumia Sugar was second, where it gained. Actually, the market share price was at 30 cents, which the percentage change was at 7.14 up. Now TPS Eastern Africa was third, and it was at the market share price was at 16 shillings and 40 cents, and which was a percentage change of 2.50. Now to the top losers, we see now Williamson Tea Kenya, which percentage share price was 130 shillings, and actually the percentage change rather was negative 7.14. Remember, Williamson Tea yesterday gained actually, but today is actually in the top losers. Now Home Africa was second, where it was the market share price was at 53 cents, and it lost 7.02. That is the price percentage change. Now Britam Kenya was at 7.16. The price market share price was at 7.16, which was negative 6.04 percentage change. Now we look at how the forex has been actually trading for the better part of the morning. We start with the dollar, which has been trading at 100.72, which that is buying and selling at 103.92. Now moving on to the next, which is actually the pound. We go to the pound. Yes. We go. It's buying at 126.39 and selling at 126.67. Now we go to the euro. The euro, which is actually trading at 114.29 and selling at 114.57. Now to SA Rand, which is buying at 6.97. This is all against the Kenyan currency, that is the shilling, and selling at 6.99. Now moving on and coming back to the Eastern African, we focus on the Tanzanian shilling, where we are buying at 22.06 and selling at 22.20. Now we come closer home to Uganda, where we are buying at 35.36 and selling at 35.52. Now that's how the forex has been for the better part of the day. It will still be continued trading, at least you know, or have a clue of how things will be as you trade, and also as you look at the currency, and you as you do the exchange in your banks or other areas. Now that's how we wrap up Inside Business for today. My name is Njenga. Have a great afternoon and join me in the evening as I bring you up to date with the latest in the world of business during the 9 p.m. bulletin. Take care.